Dr. Sandeep Naik, spokesperson IMA Goa, you know, Goa today is making the front page headlines nationally for the first time, perhaps for 4 consecutive days. Is the medical association, how are doctors seeing it from your point of view when every morning you wake up to hear so many people have died allegedly because of oxygen shortage? Now the Goa medical authorities at the hospital are saying it's not oxygen shortage, but the health minister 3 days ago claimed it was oxygen shortage. So how are the doctors seeing it? It must be very, very frustrating for the doctors.
Yes, indeed, Rajdeep. Thank you very much for giving me the opportunity to talk. This thing has started for quite some time. It's not something which has happened overnight. And the handling of the entire health situation, right from the couple of years, in fact, has been a very different one from what you see in the rest of the country, probably. Here you will see that almost everything has been managed by the health department. You will see a very peculiar situation where the ministers go around telling the doctors what to do. If they had left the doctors to do their duty and then do their own duty, as they say, like it's a logistics part, probably we would have been doing a better job. What is happening is that almost every decision which had to be taken by doctors has been taken by either the bureaucracy or the ministers.
Mm-hmm.
So what are the doctors left to be done? Now, just as the guard
in fact, said, the latest, to interrupt you, sorry to interrupt you, because I'm told the latest decision that has been taken is ivermectin will be made now compulsory or mandatory or be sold across Goa. Now, there is a dispute whether ivermectin is the right medicine to take, the right drug to take for COVID, but we are told the government of Goa has decided that. Has it decided it unilaterally? Did it consult the IMA or doctors like you?
No, not at all. That is the talk which is going on among all the members of the IMA right now. That who decides? We have always been told that some expert has said this, but we never know who is an expert. Probably Goa will be one of the few states where there is no task force, which includes doctors, especially from the private sector. So who decides all these things? If we were told exactly which expert panel has decided, then we would have participated in it, probably got down to the specifics of the dose, why it should be given, and then explain to the public accordingly, and then it would have been accepted. So all these things have been forced down the throat of practitioners, particularly the private sector. And now the latest has been that the government is actually trying to take over the private hospitals now. When the government cannot look after its own hospitals, how is it going to take care of the private hospitals?
You know, you have a sprawling hospital, the biggest hospital in the state, that caters to almost, 3 in every 4 patients in a way, in a small state like Goa would perhaps use this hospital, and yet it did not have the kind of modern facilities that you need. Now there's a super specialty hospital which has been commissioned earlier, which is now taking some of the patients. But clearly a state like Goa was completely unprepared, it appears. What does it say about hospital management, Dr. Brito?
Rajdeep, thank you.
And political governance.
This should not be happening. This should not be happening. Goa is a small state. Not only do we have a population of 15 lakhs, we have a geographical area of just 3,700 square kilometers, but we are India's richest state by per capita GDP. This should not be happening. The story, of course, unfortunately, isn't new. It's not something that happened last week or last month. Look at the data. If you look at the positive cases per 100,000, the per capita new cases in Goa and the deaths per 100,000 have been the highest in the country, higher than even Delhi and Bombay. Coming to the specific point that you raise of oxygen, you know, one of the aphorisms we are taught in medicine is when there's a crisis is to call for help. We should be shouting for help. We should be shouting to neighboring states, to the central government. We should be co-opting the army and the navy, which have significant presence here in Goa, to take over tonight, to take over the logistics of the supply of oxygen to private and public hospitals in Goa. But Rajdeep, oxygen is just one piece. It's not just oxygen. We will never have enough oxygen. We will never have enough hospital beds, ventilators, and the trained medical and clinical personnel. The only way the little solace to those who have lost their loved ones. But the only way, Rajdeep, to stall this pandemic and prevent the next pandemic is vaccination. For every vaccine that's sitting on a shelf in Goa tonight, there's one person who has not received the vaccine, who in 2 to 3 weeks' time, when they do come across the infection, their chances are 70% improved. They're less likely to enter hospital by 70%. We should be vaccinating round the clock, 24/7. Just like hospitals work on shifts, we should be vaccinating round the clock by shift. We have to stop mopping the floor and we have to turn off the tap, Rajdeep.
You know, I take your point, because again, a small population where perhaps the vaccination drive should have been far more effective.